Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast. You know, this is where you need to be if you want to hear from people who are from in and around the state of Delaware who are doing positive things in their communities. And today, my special guest is LaDonna Graham. She is the owner of Body Wisdom Wellness. And let me tell you a little bit more about her before I bring her on. She is affectionately known as the caring chemist. And I have so many people that say she's my chemist. She is one of the leading voices on holistic health, wellness, and obesity. As a published environmental scientist, she is a highly sought after health communicator with a witty ability to combine preventive care measures, humor, and health information that captivates the audience and holds their attention through unique storytelling. She has received so many awards and is recognized for her published research and presentation style, not only here in the state of Delaware, but throughout the world. As the owner of Body Wisdom Wellness, her scope of practice encompasses health promotion, disease prevention, and management of chronic health issues. She began her career in healthcare at the age of 15 in St. Louis, Missouri, and she was a specimen assistant in a venereal disease clinic. Since that time, she has accumulated 16 plus years of education and client care in various areas. Her true desire is to enhance the positive healing experience and confidence to those who can benefit. Make sure that you use the hashtag health down to your DNA when you're referring to my special guest today, LaDonna Graham. Hello, LaDonna, and welcome to Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast.
Hey, Antionette, thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be here.
I am so glad to have you here. And, you know, we tried to get together earlier, but how was your holiday?
Oh, it was, this is the busiest time of the year. It was very wonderful. I'm excited for the 2020 year. I'm laser focused this year.
And, talking about holidays, we had an opportunity to chat last week, and we were talking about how, the holidays can make or break us when it comes to health and wellness. So this is the perfect time to talk about, because now we're in a new decade, a new year, and people are coming in, a lot of you getting a lot of calls. Matter of fact, while I was there, you were getting calls from new clients as well as existing clients who may have overindulged during the holidays. And now they're looking to get back on track. And you are definitely the caring chemist. So I know you have so much going on. What are you telling these people as they come in or when they call?
Well, I tell them not to panic because I got them all the way. It is just that time of the year. I become their best friends as we develop this relationship to get them back on track to have the body that they've always desired, from internal and externally. They want to look good for the summer because, the summer bodies are made right now in the wintertime because, we're not too far from the beach and everyone wants to get ready and be beach ready. And it is just that time where everybody is excited after they've had the celebrations with their family, and now they're ready to get ready to look their very best this summer, in spring and summer. So I am ready to help them reach that personal goal.
And you might have gotten an even more push or a boost with the weather. I mean, we've been experiencing wonderful weather. People are coming out in shorts and tank tops, and they're like, oh my gosh, I need to really get ready before, spring.
Yes, they are even more excited just because of that. They're no more thinking about the weather and comfort food. They actually I see people out there jogging. I've been out there jogging because, we got to take advantage of the weather. It is January and usually we have snow at this time, but instead we have been able to receive some beautiful weather patterns that has actually affected people to want to do more and be more active. So I'm excited about it. I'm not complaining.
Well, I'm not complaining either. And I'm going to be honest with you. I actually did not have an opportunity to get out and about on Sunday. I was trying to do a little self-care by just relaxing. And I think that's important as well for individuals. I mean, I'm ripping and running, we're all ripping and running 24/7, 365. And sometimes we beat ourselves up because we're not doing what everyone thinks we should be doing. But let's talk a little bit before we, get into what's coming up. Self-care is not selfish. And I've written about that, and I've heard other people talk about that. And everybody has self-care that may be a little bit different. What are your thoughts on self-care, whether it's just, not only just eating right, but just, relaxing, rejuvenating yourself?
Well, self-care is not being selfish at all. You actually, if someone feels selfish about it, then they need to be selfish about it, because you cannot pour or give from an empty container. So, and that will cause stress. So if you are full, you have to rejuvenate the body. The body works so well in rejuvenation. And if you give it this rejuvenation, it will work at its most highest level. But if you are depleted, if you are not taking care of yourself, you are not able to have the best attitude. You're not able to put your best foot forward. You're not actually feel your best. You're probably more susceptible to being sick, catching the flu at this time, because your immune system is probably tapped out because of the stress of life. And because those emotions actually affect how your body responds to everything. And then, so therefore, if you do not take care of yourself, you are doing a great disservice. So it is good to go out and get a massage. It is good to get out and get a detox. It is excellent to be a part of a workout group, because those things keep your body moving, and mobility and dancing and singing and laughing and stretching helps the body move toxins out and allow new things to come in, so that you can stay replenished and be able to be a functionable person in the world.
And I have to agree. And you know what? Something popped into my head, and maybe you can help me, because you know how people say with the change in weather, oh, that's why we're going to get sick. Oh, that's why we're going to get the flu. But I've always said, no, I don't think it's the change in weather. I think it may be because your body is kind of more susceptible. There's germs and viruses and the things that you eat. So it makes me cringe when people say, yeah, that's why people get sick, because the weather changes from this to that. And I'm thinking, no, it's not the weather. So help me out. Am I crazy and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Or am I, right in thinking that it's not the weather going from 50 to 30 to 20, it's your body, and then the germs or things that you're eating or not eating. I mean, help explain that to me. I'm just confused sometimes.
Well, I actually think it's both. Your body has to be in the right position to fight off the disease and germs and things of that nature. But when weather comes into play, your pores are more exposed, and that cold weather can cause like an onset of a cold, an onset of sickness. It can start the onset. But first of all, your body has to be in a position to fight it off. So if it's not in a position to fight it off, you will encounter those people who might have did a little sneeze in their elbow, or accidentally coughed, in an area. Say you're in the elevator and somebody coughed. If your immune system is strong, your body's going to fight off what was floating in the air. But if your immune system is weak, you probably carry that, and it won't be able to kick it off, and that may start just sniffles, and you need some elderberry juice, syrup or something to get you along the way, or some emergency, a little bit of vitamin C to boost your immune system so that you can fight off that and you can now function. Because if not, that's how the flu starts, right? That's how you get that common cold and all of that other stuff. So yes, I think it is both things going on. It is the weather. I mean, it's your body being in alignment. If it's not in alignment, the influence of the weather will cause you to go downhill quickly if you don't get it taken care of.
Well, that's good. So I don't feel as bad. But I just go, really? Is it the weather? And I'm going to be honest with you. I am so thankful and grateful that I have the genes of my grandmom, because I very rarely get sick. But we'll
That's
talk
good.
later in the show that when I do, when I'm diagnosed, it's not an easy breezy diagnosis. But, my grandma was 98 years old. And you mentioned
Oh, good.
something, elderberry juice. She was a proponent of health and wellness simply because, not because it was a fad or it was a trend, which is what's going on now. We see all these fads with plant-based diets or apple cider vinegar or this, that, and I'm thinking to myself, what? My grandma did that like she in the 1920s. What is this? Is not new. Eating plants is healthy. My grandma, if I cooked dinner, thank God, she lived with, the joke was, she raised me and then I raised her. If I cooked dinner and there was no vegetables, that wasn't a meal. You had to have vegetables. I don't care what, and they had to be fresh vegetables.
Yes. No, I agree with your grandmother. Yes, it has always been here. It's actually never left. It's just that the industrial times come in, convenient foods. We are more busy. We don't have time to cook fresh vegetables because those fresh vegetables had all the great nutrients in there that we needed. But now things are canned, things are frozen, things are genetically modified. So we don't have the same things that your grandmother had. And that's why she was able to live such a long and healthy life. And so those things has changed. But it's a fade because of convenience, convenient food, fast food, packaged foods, everything is convenient. And unfortunately, we are not benefiting from the convenient food. It might be quicker and faster, but there's no genuineness in it. We lose out because our health has declined because of the convenient foods or fast foods that's out there. So your grandmother was strong. Our life expectancy is not the same as when your grandmother was living. No. And so that all has to go apart with how we're living these days, how we're eating, drinking, and living. So, I want us to go back to those times. And that's why I created Body Wisdom Wellness, because I believe that is the foundation of living. Just like I said, right down to your DNA, right down to the basic of it all. If we go back to that, then we can fight off those things and we wouldn't have that many issues to deal with at all. That's my philosophy anyway.
Well, that is a perfect segue into what we're going to talk about after this quick break, because we're going to talk about Body Wisdom Wellness, which is located here in Smyrna, Delaware. So let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk more about what you can find if you schedule an appointment with LaDonna at Body Wisdom Wellness. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast. Now, you guys know this is the place to be if you want to hear from people who are from in and around the state of Delaware that are doing some positive things in their communities. And today I have the opportunity to speak with LaDonna Graham. She is the owner of Body Wisdom Wellness. And before the break, we started talking about, health, the holidays, people wanting to come in, schedule appointments. So let's talk about not only the services that you provide, but I oftentimes, when I'm in the office, I hear you having conversations. I'm not eavesdropping or overhearing any personal information, but you try to educate your clients as well. Not only in the importance of eating to live, we sometimes we live to eat, but there are so many risks out there, and a lot of your patients, myself included, may be affected. Me, I'm a type 2 diabetic, but then we can talk about high blood pressure and all the other things. So when someone wants to get healthier, quote and unquote, or make a change, and they call you and they call Body Wisdom Wellness, what should they expect? What are you going to help them with?
Well, first of all, because we are an integrative healthcare system, I try to establish a relationship with the client, with me, the client, and their physician, because we're going to keep in contact with the physician the whole time as they track their health. But I'm going to ask a series of questions to know where they stand. And when they come in on their first visit, during the consultation, they will receive a service like a detoxing segment. So what that does is allows the client to relax, be in a relaxing environment, to release the toxicity that's in the body. Now, through that, I do a little evaluation and learn more about them to see how I can create a program that is specifically designed for them. So whether they have type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, fibromyalgia, fibroids on the reproductive system, whether they have MS, whether they just want to lose a little weight, any sort of thing like that, we can design programs specifically towards them by the use of their DNA that will be studied. And then the program is outlined so that they can have the best outcome. So that means at the end of that, after we, and they agree that this is something that we can work on together, we will look over food diary. We will take your measurements. If we have to do that, we will take a sample from you to look at your DNA if we're going that route. And then we execute the plan, and then you leave with product, and I will follow up within a couple of days, and we should start seeing some results probably within that week, even if it's a small result. You know, small results a long time add up to a big end result. And so therefore, when you do go back to your doctor within 90 days, they should go over some of your previous lab work, and you should actually see a difference, which is the best part about it. So once they see that, clients tend to be more motivated and want to continue because they actually see what they've been struggling with turn into more of a success. So I love turning struggles to success because it's sexy. It's sexy to be strong. It's sexy to be healthy. It is sexy to be having better longevity of life and looking forward to living, regardless of your age. Regardless of your age, you don't have to have aches and pains. And so that's what I promote.
Now, when you say sexiness, people might tend to think women, but you service men and women, right?
Yes, absolutely. We do both genders. And that's very important. Lately I've been doing a campaign to involve more men in their conscious participation in their health care. You know, most men do not want to talk about those things because they're the leaders. They find it to be a conversation they don't want to be involved in. So from the past 2 years, probably since the last time I talked to you, we have been on a campaign to help more men be aware of their prostate, erectile dysfunction, anything, the hormonal issues, just natural aging for men. And actually, we've been getting a great response with men, and even having some clients who are becoming more advocates for body wisdom wellness to get more men involved. So that has been a great plus for us here at Body Wisdom Wellness.
And that is great, you know, because it seems like it's we're moving towards a better area that men are being really more cognizant and taking action for their health. You know, it was always the women that, you know, the caregivers, the one that always scheduled the appointments, always the one that made sure the husband went. He was like, I don't want to go, I'm fine, da 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 da. But now it seems like in the age that we're in now, that more men are taking being proactive in their health, and that is a great thing. That is a real.
Yes, I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of those men who actually stand up, and I'm proud of the men who stand beside me to help influence and engage the other men to come along, because I couldn't do it without them. I could not do it without the men who stand beside me, who had good results with me as my clients, and then now stand beside me as ambassadors for Body Wisdom Wellness, and to get more men involved. I could not do it without them. Because it is very much needed. I call it the man cave of health awareness, because that's where I have to meet them in their caves, and they are willing to talk then. You know, so that is a topic, that is a movement that we will continue to move forward with, and I'm very, very happy about that outcome.
And I think now you're getting ready to launch a podcast. You're going to be launching in February, My Life Reimagined. And this is exciting. You know, not only is it exciting for you, but obviously is exciting for me because the more Delaware podcasters and Delaware bloggers we have, the more excited I am because we need to leave that legacy. But I am so excited for you. What are we going to be, what will we expect when you launch, your My Life Reimagined podcast?
Well, my Life Reimagined podcast will be a movement I want society to hear that healing is very possible. It just takes your patience. So my Life Reimagined will have guests from our clients. We will have guests from other practitioners. We're talking about how I couldn't imagine my life being much better once I've healed. I come across lots of people who has been affected by type 1 diabetes, right? There are over 100 million Americans who have been affected by that disease. And some people believe that they will always have to be on medication. And through the lenses of Body Wisdom Wellness, we don't find that to be so true. At Body Wisdom Wellness, we want to give the hope that you don't have to necessarily live with the disease. You can manage it better. And then with the working partners of me, you, and your doctor, being on medication for the rest of your life doesn't have to be a reality. It doesn't have to be a reality. We can get you to a point where you can manage that chronic illness better. It goes back to those 3 things that we talked about earlier, that, what Body Wisdom Wellness stands for. We are wanting to help people promoting preventative care, better management of their chronic illnesses, and to look forward to longevity of life, to maintain good health. That is our pillars of Body Wisdom Wellness. And we can do that naturally. You can do it naturally. You can do it with the team. You can do it and achieve it without surgery sometimes. Sometimes it's necessary, sometimes it's not. And if surgery is necessary, we are a great support in the care that you're going through. Whether you're going through cancer, we're a good support. We're a good integrative part with your healing while you're speaking to your oncologist. We are a great support if you're just had a baby and you need after mother care. We are great support if you have lymphedema or if you had surgery and you need some care afterwards to get you back on your feet until you go back to see your doctor. We are a great segue for maintenance in between time, your visits to see your doctors, to make sure you stay on top of your numbers, whether you're managing your blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid issues. We are a great support team to you in all of those areas.
That is so amazing. And like I said, when I started off the podcast, I said, people have called you the caring chemist. When I promote anything on my page, it's like, I love her. I love her. She's, she's this, she's that. I mean, nothing but positiveness is praised upon you, but it's because you care. And that's such a wonderful feeling. That is, I always talk about leaving your legacy, and that is a wonderful way in which to leave your legacy, because not only are you affecting one person, you're affecting what I would say a generation, because people are coming up behind the ones that are being, treated or being helped by you. And that is, wow, that is amazing. So let's take this last quick break and then we'll come back and we will, because you're a speaker and you're doing so many great things. I got to let people know where you are. So let's take this last break and then we'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back to Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast. The place to be if you want to hear from people who are from in and around the state of Delaware that are doing positive things in their communities. And today I have the ultimate pleasure of speaking with LaDonna Graham. She is the owner of Body Wisdom Wellness here in Smyrna, Delaware. And she is what people call the caring chemist. And if you listen to just the first part of this podcast, you know why. But she has been so busy. Not only is she busy at the business, she has been very busy speaking. She's going to start this podcast. So LaDonna, let us know what's going to be jumping off first quarter 2020, January, February, and March. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we have so many things going on. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Antionette. First of all, we're doing that podcast. The podcast is going to be the springboard of everything, because I want people to know what I'm doing when I'm on the road, because we're doing a Body Wisdom Wellness 2020 tour. And what that means is that we're traveling all over the world, domestically and internationally, and I want to take the world with me, because the tour is called My Life Reimagined. We're coming out with new products. Actually, I would be my first stop is here, actually in our hometown, Delaware. So in this month, on Saturday, January the 25th, I will be at the I Am Every Woman Empowerment Brunch. I am a speaker there with two other ladies. The Powerhouse Ministry is actually presenting that one. And then in March, I will be at the Festa de la Donna, which will be here also in Dover, Delaware, March the 5th through the 7th. But we will be in Atlanta, we will be in Belize, we will be in California, we will be in Philadelphia, and we will be in Maryland as of the dates right now. Oh, and I say Los Angeles, we'll be in Los Angeles also, in Vegas. Well, I'm forgetting everything. We'll be so many places this year, and I want people to join in. And plus, we're coming out with new products. We are launching our infused water called Resurgence Espresso, which people are able to order online now. And the biggest thing we're doing is that I'm expanding my collaborations with doctors and nurses and practitioners. I'm only working with those people who are going to use the program that I've created, and they're offering it in their offices. We've done it on a small scale, but now we're ready to open it up because we're doing the tour. People who are already existing with their business or who wants to start a med spa, I will be actually teaching them how to do it from the business aspect, all the way to offering products, getting their business started, doing classes, trainings, everything. It is an exciting, did I say focus? We are laser focused, like my microscope that I'm on. It's going to be so focused, and I'm so excited. We're doing so many stuff. And so those things, new products. So I want people to stay tuned. And the biggest thing is the movie. We're doing like a documentary on the health and wellness. So my clients who have been very successful and willing participants will be speaking out on that. And we're actually working with a local film crew here in Delaware. Yes. And so we have been working with them behind the scenes. So I'm excited. We're going to roll out the red carpet on this for 2020. And we are wanting to make change. We are wanting to disrupt diseases, but in a natural way. So I'm excited.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, she said LA and Vegas and Atlanta and Delaware, and then she said Belize, and my eyes like, boop, 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 Belize. My husband wants to go to Belize, like in the worst way. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. The podcast, the show, the movie, the documentary. I mean, you are on fire. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is Smyrna, Delaware. That's right. What I'm telling you. Things are happening big here in the state of Delaware. Don't sleep on Delaware, and don't sleep on Smyrna either, because I'm down here too. So we're going to be blowing up. I'm going to be working with LaDonna on her podcast. We're going to be doing some training in the office as well. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to stick that in there too. I got to.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So we're going to be doing some blogging and podcasting training there as well, because you got to get the body right. And I'm going to help you get the mind right by getting out a lot of that junk that you have in your head. You want to get it out in a blog or get it out on a podcast so that you can share and everyone has something to say. There's a book inside of you. There's a voice inside of you. There's something that's inside of you. And you want to leave that legacy for those that come behind you. And especially in this generation where paper and pad is not the most popular thing. Everything is tech, type text, So that's why blogging and podcasting is like the best thing going. So I am so looking forward to keeping up with you, being part of your team, and just, just knocking it out the park. Again, so before I let you go, because you talked about a lot, but you've got to make sure you give us the website, your social media platforms, your email, even a telephone number, so people that are listening to this today, tomorrow, next week, next year, whenever, they can get in contact with you and say, I need your help. I want to be part of the team. So give us that information.
Yes, and I'm delighted. So my website is www.bodywisdomdna.com. Again, bodywisdomdna.com. That is the website. The Facebook page is Body Wisdom DNA also. So if you type in Facebook Body Wisdom DNA, you will see us with the testimonies and education, all that. Instagram, I am there again. Body Wisdom DNA is the same. I've been fortunate to have all three of them the same. We're on LinkedIn as Body Wisdom DNA also. So we are on all of those channels. And eventually we will also do some, some YouTube. We're going to eventually get to YouTube also. But the first thing is the podcast. So my Life Reimagined, which I'll be collaborating with you as we grow this baby into a full-grown working machine. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for Body Wisdom DNA on all social platforms. And again, I am so super excited for what you're doing, not only here in the state of Delaware, in the city of Smryna, but throughout the world, because you're helping others. And that is, the ultimate goal that we should all be striving for. It's not about us. We're just a tiny little cog. And I've said this once, and I've said it again, and I'll say it and say it and say it. Our gift from God is life. What we do with that gift is what we do with that life is our gift back to him. So again, we have been given a gift. We need to unwrap that gift and give it to someone else, because it's not about us. It's about helping others. And with this world being, filled with anger, anxiety, and angst, health is important. I don't care how much money you have, how much property you have, how big your business is. If you're unhealthy, it ain't gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. So if you just want to sit down and you want to talk to LaDonna to help, just get an idea of how she can help you, please head over to Body Wisdom DNA to find out, reach out to her before she gets so big. Don't have time for us anymore. Be like, I'm gone. Where's LaDonna? I don't know. She's someplace.
You're gonna have to call me.
Gonna have to call her someplace from her. But LaDonna, thank you. Thank you so very much for being a guest here on Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast. I'm wishing you a wonderful week, and may God continue to bless you, the family, and of course, your mission and vision. But before I let you go, do you have any last words for us?
Body Wisdom Wellness want to wish everybody good health right down to your DNA.
Oh, I love it. Body Wisdom DNA. There's just so much greatness in the state of Delaware. And I'm glad that she's here. And thank you, LaDonna. And thank you guys for listening to today's Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast, where I come to you each week, being able to introduce you to a guest who's from in and around the state of Delaware, who are doing some great things in their communities. And if you'd like to be a guest, or if you know someone that would be a good guest for Out and About with Antionette on the Delaware Blogger Podcast, please send an email to me at info@ablakeenterprises. And don't forget to find and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, as well as on my blog, which is delblogger.com. And again, thank you. Thank you for listening, and please share this podcast link with your circle of family and friends. And until the next time, stay safe, stay smart, and stay social, because I will see you in cyberspace. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. Have a beautifully blessed day.